So, hello, my name is Rafael Serrano, and in this presentation, I'm going to talk about humor ethics. So, the main question is going to be, should there be limits in humor? I would like to start asking you some questions so you can put yourself in place. I would like to ask for what you think about, like, when is it okay to draw humor from a subject or situation that is painful to others? Are there certain things that simply should never be funny due to the subject matter, or is it okay to laugh at anything as long as you are not exposing the people who are sensitive to the subject of the humor? The answer, of course, is going to differ from one people to another. I think that the thing that make the most reasonable reason for this answer to differ is like people taking count if the joke is affecting them personally. So if it's talking about something that affects you personally or people that you know or not. So I think that is not fair all of the times, but I think it's something that happens. So the situation that I'm gonna analyze is related with this comedian, the one that you see on the screen. His name is the one on the center. His name is Larry David, and he made a joke about Jewish people and sexual harassment that I'm gonna show you right now. To tell you.
On Saturday Night Live this week, host Larry David made a joke about the Holocaust. The online backlash was swift. David began in his opening monologue talking about how sexual harassment is in the news. He said he couldn't help but notice a disturbing pattern that many of the predators, not all, but many of them, are Jews. As the audience reacted with a mixture of hesitant laughter and groans, he said, "I've always been obsessed with women, and I've often wondered if I'd grown up in Poland when Hitler came to power and was sent to a concentration camp, would I still be checking out women in the camp? I think I would."
So this guy, Larry David, he make a joke about Jewish people and sexual harassment, and I have said I'm gonna read the joke for you in case you can read it, you can hear it. He said that I have always been obsessed with women, and I have always wondered if I would grown up in Poland when Hitler came to power and was sent to a concentration camp, would I still be taking out of women in the camp? I think I would. He following saying, of course, the problem is there are no good opening lines in a concentration camp. What are you gonna say? How is it going? Are they treating you okay? You know, if we ever get out of here, I would love to take you out for some like this. So, the thing about the joke is we are gonna analyze the situation of he making this joke, and the person that we are gonna analyze obviously is him. So before taking the joke, before I start talking about the joke, I'm gonna analyze how humor affects society. I'm gonna say first that I don't consider humor, I mean, people in general don't consider humor insulting someone else or just bullying someone else. So that is something that is not obviously related with this presentation. I'm gonna talk first about why comedy matters. Comedy increase mental wealth, that is obvious, decrease sense of humiliation, increase social wellness, and this is related with productivity. Of course, if we feel better, we are going to be more productive and cope our own failures and disappointed. That this is also related with social wellness, something that can help us a lot. So, the thing is like the act that we are gonna talk about is the action of him making this joke. So the standard that I'm gonna choose is if this joke inside the humor limits, because we obviously know that humor is good for society, so that is something that we cannot analyze. So is this joke inside the humor limit? To do that, we have to choose the standard of which ones are the humor limits. I think that as one of the greatest ever comedy in America said, Mark Twain, he said, tragedy plus time equals humor. I totally agree with this standard. I think that something that took place on the past and that you cannot change, it's better to take that with humor. It's going to be better for society because it's going to increase how we overcome that situation. I'm gonna give you a bad example of how to not use tragedy plus time. It was made. This is not something that I am analyzing, just a bad example about it. It's something that a comedian named Gilbert Gottfried said. It was a joke about the 11th of September terrorist attack, September the 11th terrorist attack. He said, "I had leave early tonight. I have a flight to California. I couldn't get a direct flight. They said I have to stop at the Empire State Building first." I think that the joke is not that bad at all, but the thing is, like, he made this joke 2 weeks after the terrorist attack, so obviously he didn't leave enough time to make the joke, so people was really affected by the joke because there were still people in the hospital and the world was still wondering what was really happening. So I think that this one is not a good example, but the one that we are analyzing for me is a good example that falls into that rule because it's something, concentration camps and Jewish like mitigation is something that took place a lot of years ago and that now it has gone away. Now we live in a society with all the religions and all the race people live together. So this is something that you can joke about and that you cannot really take personally, talking about this rule. Another rule that I would like to set about humor limits is like you have to know obviously where you are. It's not the same joking about, for example, Spanish people if you are in a country in Latin America or in Spain, in Europe, that if you are in America where Spanish people live together with people from North America. So obviously you have to know your situation in order to make that health awareness. It's obviously like in Latin America or in Spain, for example, they make more jokes about American, and that in America they make more jokes about Spanish people. But the thing is, like, when a joke is made to a society or to a group, it's really selfish to take it personal, because unless he's naming you, the person that is making the joke is naming you, you cannot really take it personal. He's making a joke about a group. So that's how this life works. And so basically I think that this joke also fall into the standards that I'm talking about humor ethics or humor limits, because he's making this joke in a society where Jewish people live together with Christian people, with other religion people. So I think that is not that bad, and this joke, even though it was not taken really good, is not that bad, and it falls under the humor limit. So it's a joke that obviously make humor and that can help our lives following these rules. So I think that humor is obviously, I mean, as I have said, good for society. And as I have said, like, humor lives from others' expenses. So we always make laugh about others. That's why when someone make laugh about you, you cannot really take it personal. If it's not really naming you, if it's just naming a society or a group, it could be how this world works. Thank you, and have a great day.